Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Oyima, Edit, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu swears in newly appointed ministers. Governor Moino pledges to establish model primary healthcare center in Urefong Ruko local government area. Plus, former U.S. President Trump confirms he will skip Republican presidential debates. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is a report that President Bola Tinubu has sworn in 45 confirmed ministers at the presidential villa, Abuja. This comes less than a week after President Bola Tinubu released the portfolios for the appointees, including former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike in charge of the Ministry of Federal Capital Territory (FCT) and Festus Keyamo manning the Ministry of Aviation. Some other ministers are Wale Edun, Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, Transportation, David Omoahi, Works, Festus Keyamo, Aviation and Aerospace Development, and Beta Edu, Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, among others. The oath of office was administered by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwola. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has redeployed former Governor of Osun State and Minister Adeboyega Oyetola from the Ministry of Transportation to the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. The President also redeployed another minister, Ajuri Ngelale. In a statement, disclosed that the changes take immediate effect. According to Ngelale, Tinubu also redeployed a minister, Bumi Tunji Ojo, to the Ministry of Interior, while Sadi Alkali was redeployed as the Minister of Transportation. Away from that, the federal government has disclosed plans to establish satellite seed testing laboratories in the 36 states of the Federation to enhance farmers' access to quality and certified seeds with a view to increasing agricultural yields. The Director of Seeds Inspectorate, National Agricultural Seeds Council, Bolus Sule, said the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, enrolled the assurance of bumper harvest and huge earnings. Sule noted that through the satellite seed testing, the nation's gross domestic product would improve and in turn have a positive effect on the economy. From the Green Chambers, the Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on HIV and AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria, Amobi Oga, has urged the federal government to declare a state of emergency on malaria. Oga made the call in Abuja in a statement he issued to commemorate the 2023 World Mosquito Day. He stated that, considering the threat malaria posed to humanity, his committee was not unmindful of the challenges faced by Nigerians in the fight against malaria, even as it seemingly continued to defy solutions. In a separate development, the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) has commenced the distribution of relief materials to the victims of the 2022 flood in Kwara State. The distribution of the relief materials was flagged off by Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razaz, who was represented by his Deputy Kayode Alabi, mosquito nets and mattresses, amongst others. And back here, Kwara State Governor Pastor Umoino has pledged to establish a model primary healthcare center in the Refong-Orugo local government area. The state governor stated this while addressing the congregation at Methodist Church Nigeria Eyulo Circuit Headquarters, Diocese of Oyubia, in the Refong-Orugo local government area, where he attended a church service, explained that the Rise Agenda blueprint of his administration, which takes development to the grassroots, seeks to better the lots of rural dwellers with quality infrastructure through the provision of conducive learning environment, excellent healthcare delivery systems, electricity, roads, affordable housing scheme, among others. Governor Eno hinted that his administration is building model primary healthcare centers across the state to complement the services provided by the secondary healthcare institutions built by the immediate past administration, explaining that primary healthcare centers cannot be dispensed with due to the services it renders to the people, being the first port of call for medical attention for the rural dwellers. On the palliatives to cushion effective fuel subsidy removal, Governor Eno said that he is awaiting the report of the special committee set up by the state government to work out modalities for the palliative distribution, and informed the people that he is concerned with delivering the palliatives to the vulnerable people who have need for those items. Government House correspondent Jen Uwa reports that the governor said his decision to worship in churches outside Uyo, the state capital, is to identify with the people using the church as points of contact, noting that he is determined to touch the lives of the people in each of the local government areas. In the meantime, the people of Ibionibom local government area of Akwa Ibom State have organized a reception ceremony in honor of the former special assistant to the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Ita Solomon Enang. A correspondent, Esther Otoyo, who was at the event, completes the report.
Speaking at the reception ceremony of Senator Itainang, which was held at Ikpa Old Council Secretariat, Ibionibom Local Government Area, the Chairman Central Planning Committee, Royal Inyang, and the Chairman of the occasion, Nsima Umo, while describing Itainang as the best senator Uyo Senatorial District has ever produced, said the ceremony is to appreciate his contributions to the development of the LGA.
Has ever produced. If your Igbo people acknowledge that success itself has many brothers and sisters.
In a biography read by the Executive Chairman Ibionibom Local Government Area, Polycarp Edet, Senator Enang is described as the worthy ambassador of life to the LGA and has made the local government area proud by attracting the federal government presence into the area through project establishment and completion, including the Federal College of Education.
Senator Enang has been a worthy ambassador of life for Ibionibom and has made us proud by his excellent service to the nation at the highest level. He has, through the course of his public service, attracted roads, dams, employment of our indigenes, and so many other good things to Ibionibom and Akwa Ibom states.
In their goodwill messages, the member representing Itu and Ibiono Federal Constituency, Barrister Ime Okun, the paramount ruler Ibionibom Local Government Area, is Royal Majesty Edidemokuku Ime Inyang, and the Chairman TAF Media Group, owner of Planet FM, Spectrum Television, and Tangsio, Tony Afia, congratulated Senator Enang for his developmental projects and urged other political leaders to emulate the good works.
Itainan has done so much for us, and that's why the traditional institution, Ibionibum Welfare and Development Union, have come together with all the people of Ibiono to appreciate him.
You see his achievements, what he has done. But most importantly, he has brought a federal institution to Ibionibum.
You see the Biakuran Road, he had to get a federal government contract to come in and fill in that place with a lot of chipping from Akampa. He has always been helping us. So he's a good friend to the state, he's a good friend. I know that he deserves even more than this. He has worked so much for the state.
Senator Itainang, in appreciation, said he was able to accomplish all the projects because of the support he received from the good people of Ibionibum. He promised to do more by partnering with the state government to ensure that the Calabar-Itu Express Road project is completed.
When you go on a political service, don't think of what to eat or what you make out of it. Think of what you give back to the people. So for somebody to be in political office, he should be more than what to eat. It is about service to the community.
Senator Itainang was the former senior special assistant to the president, Niger Delta Affairs, advisor in presidential liaison to the National Assembly from 2015 to 2020, and a member of the House of Representatives for 12 years. He was also a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a member of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, and a councillor into Local Government Legislative Council. Senator Enang has piloted and attracted federal educational and non-educational presence to the state through projects such as creation of the Federal Polytechnic Ukana, among others. The event was climaxed with presentation of gifts to the chairman, TAF Media Group, Tony Afia. In Ibionibum, Esther Utuyu, Spectrum News.
We move now to Africa, where the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has rejected Niger junta's 3-year power transition plan. ECOWAS Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Abdel Fattah Musa, stated this during an interview with newsmen. Recall that the head of the military junta in Niger Republic, General Abdul Rahman Tijani, had said he would relinquish power within 3 years and warned that any intervention by foreign forces would not be a walk in the park. He stated in a televised address that their ambition is not to confiscate power, as their transition period will not exceed 3 years. According to him, there is availability for any dialogue, provided that it takes into account the aspirations of the people of Niger. Still in Africa, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has reiterated that his country will not be drawn into global power dynamics. Ramaphosa's televised address came ahead of the meeting of the BRICS nations Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa in Johannesburg on Tuesday. He noted that his decision does not mean that the country is neutral on matters of principle and national interests. On the foreign scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump has confirmed that he will not take part in Republican presidential debates with his rivals in the race for the White House. The former president said the latest poll showed he had legendary numbers ahead of other hopefuls to be the party's nominee for the 2024 election. According to reports, the first Republican presidential primary debate will be on 23rd August. Voting in the Republican primary election begins in the state of Iowa on 15th January 2024. Still on the foreign scene, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that the Netherlands will give Ukraine 42 F-16 fighter jets. The president made this known after his visit to the country to meet with Prime Minister Mark Rutte. However, the Dutch Prime Minister said the Netherlands owns 42 F-16s and he would look into how many could be supplied to Ukraine. Reports say F-16s are single-engine, multi-role jet aircraft which can be used in air-to-air or ground attack missions. And still to come in the news, Man City's star Aymeric Laporte to join Ronaldo at Al Nassr. To stay with us.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has revealed that Nigeria lost about 249 billion naira crude oil revenue in July, following a plunge in the country's oil output by over 4 million barrels in the same month. The data indicated that while the country's total oil production in June was 37.5 million barrels, it dropped to 33.5 million barrels in July. According to reports, the data shows that the country lost about 4 million barrels of oil between June and July, noting that pipeline vandalism and crude oil theft have been blamed as the reason for the plunge in Nigeria's oil output. Still in business, commercial experts have called on the federal government to widen the tax net to include the informal sector and unregistered businesses in order to increase the country's revenue base. The expert gave the advice at the Detailed Tax Business Series program with the theme Finance Act 2023, Implications on the Tax and Fiscal Outlook for the New Administration and the Economy. The call came amid Nigeria's low income generation, with debt servicing and recurrent expenditures taking a huge chunk of the annual budget. They added that there is need to increase the number of individuals and citizens in the tax net rather than increasing the tax rate. To health now, where the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) has identified irrational use of antibiotics, lower education level of caregivers, and the health insurance status of patients, among others, as factors contributing to antimicrobial resistance (AMR). According to the NCDC, the impact of AMR is particularly felt by vulnerable patients that might be unable to bear the associated higher cost or worsened illness, ultimately resulting in greater disability and increased mortality. The NCDC noted that they can spread from person to person or between people and animals, including from food of animal origin. It further said the main drivers of antimicrobial resistance are the misuse and overuse of antimicrobials and lack of access to clean water, sanitation and hygiene wash for both humans and animals. Still in health, the Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) Edo State Branch has suspended its chairman, Dr. Udoka Imosili, Deputy Chairman, Dr. Okwara Bensto Ilobe Inegbenusu, and Dr. Emeka Oko. The group said the decision was taken at the business session of the 2023 Edo NMA Annual General Meeting (AGM) and Scientific Conference held at the Doctor's House in Benin, Edo State. A communique read that the AGM voted to suspend the trio of chairman, deputy chairman, and secretary for refusing to carry out their constitutional duties as demanded by the association. We move to sports, where Aymeric Laporte is set to sign a 3-year deal with Al Nassr after they agreed a £25 million fee with Manchester City. The 29-year-old has accepted a salary of £20 million to join Cristiano Ronaldo at the Saudi Pro League club. Reports say Laporte joined City in 2018 but has recently only played 12 Premier League fixtures. He further dropped down City's pecking order this season after Josko Guardiola arrived from RB Leipzig. Still in sports, Novak Djokovic has defeated Carlos Alcaraz under 4 hours to win the Cincinnati Open. The Serb survived match point in the second set before going on to win 5-7, 7-6, 9-7, 7-6, 7-4. Djokovic compared the draining win to his Australian Open final victory in 2012 when he defeated Nadal in 5 hours and 53 minutes. Tribute to his mother, who died on Friday, August 18. Also, the famous singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, halted his performance at the Afro Nation Fest in Detroit, United States yesterday to pay tribute to Wizkid's mother, Jane Balogun. This comes after his initial condolence message via his Twitter account, where he prayed for his colleagues, assuring him that his sadness would be healed as time goes by. Still in entertainment, the Emmy-winning actor Ron Jones has reportedly died following a long-standing pulmonary issue. Reports say Jones was well known for the role Emmys for his character in the Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series category, one in 2018 and another in 2020. The actor passed away at the age of 66. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You've been watching Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Oyima, edit.